what you can actually do realistically here. So I want to give you some kind of conclusion to that. But we truly have no clue what to expect here. I'm telling you guys, I have spoken personally with some of the brightest minds that I know. You guys have listened to my podcast. You know the network that I have, and nobody really knows what the hell is going to happen with this thing. It's all just guesswork at this point. So I really want to give you some actionable advice. Actionable advice is going to start where it always starts. Clovis. That's it. I don't need to sales pitch this. You just need to be Clovis. I'm not going to sit here and try to sell you a custom nutrition plan. I'm just telling you, you need to eat a species appropriate diet. Period. That's it. Okay? Clovis, number one, get your shit together with your nutrition. This is your number one defense. This is the single most effective way to boost your immune system, which everyone keeps talking about. And in a couple minutes, I'm going to tell you how that actually works, boosting your immune system. Okay? But the number one thing you can do is get your shit together with nutrition. Be Clovis. I am getting really tired. No offense. Okay? I'm getting really tired of people who are 200 pounds overweight sending me messages asking me what pills they can take to boost their immune system. I am sorry if that sounds heartless, but this is really no joke, and it's endlessly frustrating to me. It is simply time for personal responsibility, everybody. Empathetic Justin goes out the window when there's a global pandemic, okay? It's just the way it's gonna go. Really sorry. Now, nutrition is absolutely critical. So again, don't stock up on non-perishable items and use that as an excuse to eat like an asshole. Yes, I know that many people are doing this right now, and they are justifying the decision. I am certain of this. It becomes like, well, I've got a free pass for junk food because Justin never said anything about what to eat during a global pandemic. So here we go, SpaghettiOs and black beans, right? Stop the bullshit. Practice self-awareness. You are better off having a big-ass freezer full of red meat and organs right now. If you have been putting off talking to a local farmer, tomorrow, have Home Depot deliver you a big-ass freezer. And then go to eatwild.com, find a local farm, go to the local farm, and buy 100 pounds of grass-fed beef and preferably whatever organs they will give you. Why? Because of micronutrients, okay? Now more than ever, I would highly suggest that you try to develop a palate for organ meats and go get some from your local farmer. For instance, vitamin A is fantastic for supporting the immune system, and it doesn't get any better than liver. For a massive dose of vitamin A, I will certainly be and have been eating liver every single day until this pandemic gives me more data. I will be hyperloading micronutrients by way of organ meats. Iron levels be damned. I don't really care in this scenario, risk versus reward. Another interesting point is that there is tons of data showing that a higher LDL cholesterol level is actually protective against viral infections. So again, I'm telling you, load up on red meat and organs right now. That's it. Everyone is worried about what pills to take. Eat whole foods, change the world. Stop worrying about supplements to boost your immune system. Go get some liver, eat it. Yes, if you can go to eatwild.com and go to a local farmer and get grass-fed pasture raised, that's absolutely much better. You're supporting regenerative agriculture, amazing, right? But if you can't get that, go to the grocery store and do the best you can. There's liver at every grocery store. You just got to know where to find it. It's usually in the frozen section. When we're talking about travel, this is what all the experts are saying, and I hate to be the one to say the same thing. You guys know me. I'm on a new trip every 2 weeks. But you need to avoid unnecessary travel. Yes, I said it, and it sucks. But we don't have enough info yet to give you the all clear, particularly if you're dealing with obesity or one of these things that puts you at a higher risk. If you have any of those higher risk things that we talked about, previous kidney disease, previous cancer, high blood pressure, if you smoke, if you're type 1 diabetic, type 2 diabetic, if you have a chronic disease, an autoimmune condition, you're at a higher risk. Avoid all unnecessary travel, right? Now, something I want to be clear about when I talk about all the antibacterial stuff. When you are at home, don't do anything to compromise your own immune system, like applying Purell to your hands 10 times a day because you touched your own keyboard. Wipe down the keyboard with an alcohol wipe once, okay? Don't apply Purell to your hands 10 times. Don't wash your hands in your sink at home 30 times when you haven't come in contact with any other humans. Don't bathe in antibacterial soap. Don't use all sorts of nasty chemicals. Don't go to your own bathroom and spray it full of Lysol and breathe that shit up your nose. Don't do this when you're at home. This will absolutely weaken your endogenous immune system. This is going to weaken your natural immune system, okay? When you are out and about, you have to take mainstream medical advice here. Absolutely wash your hands thoroughly. It's not a bad idea to carry Purell. It's not a bad idea to carry alcohol wipes and wipe down the things like airplane tray tables and shopping carts, everything that I've already told you. Wipe it on your hands. The friction helps get the bacteria off. When you're out and about, that's a very good thing, okay? But when we talk about boosting the immune system, aside from things like organ meats and just loading up on micronutrients, now would be a good time to go get something like Chronometer and actually track your micronutrient intake. But the other thing we have is environmental hormetics. This is fantastic, and I hope that all of you take advantage of this. Exercise, cold showers, saunas, and intermittent fasting, okay? Environmental hormetics are hands down the best way to get an immediate boost in immune function. But again, don't go crazy with this, particularly if you stack all of these that I'm about to tell you, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stack them. So I'm not going to overdo them. If you stack them and overdo them, you could do more harm than good because you actually are putting a significant stress on the body. But my minimum effective dose recommendations is cold shower every single day, preferably first thing in the morning. Cold shower, 3 to 5 minutes every single day. I can already hear the whining through the screen. Clovis tribe, suck it up, Buttercup. Again, empathetic Justin goes out the window when we have a global pandemic. Okay, everybody, do the damn cold shower. That's it. It's fantastic for your immune system. Do the cold shower. Then I talk about body weight demand training. So I'm going to put BWDT, body weight demand training. But I would say body weight demand training, minimum effective dose for exercise. If you're fit, I would do this 7 days a week. If you're not fit, if you're obese or just not really fit, not really into this, try for 2 to 3 times a week. And again, in the show notes, I'll describe that whole thing of how body weight demand training works, but that's a very, 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 very important thing to do. Then sauna. If you have access to it, sauna is a great idea. I would say 3 to 7 times per week. 7 times is probably only doable if you have a sauna in your house, like I have, right? If you have an infrared sauna, 20-minute sessions. If you have a traditional Finnish sauna, then 45-minute sessions. Now, again, I'm not claiming that sauna kills any viruses. This is not what I'm saying. I'm saying that sauna most definitely boosts your immune system. It induces autophagy. It causes heat shock proteins, all these responses in the body that are really, really great for boosting your immune system. So you have a cold shower every day, body weight demand training as many times as you can fit it in the week, sauna 3 to 7 times per week if you have access to it. And then when we're talking about intermittent fasting, I would say 13 to 14 hours a day maximum. I don't think you need to do this 16-8 fasting. I don't think you need to do 18-6 or 1 meal a day or any of those things. I don't think you need to do that. I'm not saying you can't. It's totally up to you. I know I'm going to get a million comments from all the people that thrive on 1 meal a day. Congratulations, right? I'm saying intermittent fasting, I would say 13 to 14 hours a day as a target for intermittent fasting every day. Don't go crazy with this because you actually want micronutrients in your system more often than not, right? Think about it. If we're trying to boost the immune system. So what you do for intermittent fasting, what your whole protocol looks like is always going to be goal dependent. This is the goal of boosting your immune system. And now, before we finish this up, I'm going to get into supplements because I know everyone is still going to ask me about supplements. They absolutely want to know about supplements, right? So again, the environmental hormetics are far more powerful than any supplement that you're going to take. But the reality is, again, here we are with 88% of the population wholly unprepared for such an event, and they want to know what supplements they can take to try to boost their immune system. First things first, direct sunlight. 15 minutes per day of direct sunlight on your exposed skin. I don't care if it's freezing cold. Use that as cold exposure. Get outside, get some sun. I would take anywhere from 2 to 5,000 IU of vitamin D3 plus K2. I recommend the Thorne drops. I'll post this all in the show notes. So I would say 5,000 IU of vitamin D3 and K2. I would say 1 to 2 grams, that's 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams of vitamin C daily. I recommend Paleo Valley's Essential C Complex here because it's derived from whole foods. It's not just ascorbic acid. I would say zinc, get your hands on some zinc. Host Defense, My Community. I would actually say get the liquid version of Host Defense, My Community. You get a heavier dose with that liquid extract. And then when you're in public, you can pick up Host Defense Myco Shield. This is a spray. You spray it in the back of your throat. I would do this 2 to 3 times per day while you're traveling. You could also grab Nordic Naturals Ultimate Omega. That is a great omega-3 supplement in triglyceride form. It's fantastic. Again, this will all be in the show notes. Then I would recommend Just Thrive Probiotic. We talked about the microbiome on the skin and all these things. Over 80% of the immune system resides in the gut, right? Just Thrive Probiotic is really going to help you, particularly if you're somebody who's not in the best metabolic health right now. I would highly recommend that. Now, again, none of this is medical advice. I am not a doctor. You are doing all this. If you take my advice, this is entertainment purposes only. Take my advice, it's your problem, right? If you are at extremely high risk, Dr. Anthony J has a post up. You can go to his Instagram and see it, Dr. Anthony GJ on Instagram. And he has mentioned a protease inhibitor called Camostat. Now, he thinks this drug is going to be in tremendous short supply in the coming months, but you can ask him questions about Camostat, not me. He has a PhD in biochemistry. I do not. Okay. So maybe dig into that.